embrace the magical side of life, where anything is possible and the infinite is accessible to all? Let's have a conscious conversation about what's going on in the world, in your life, and your relationship from the expanded perspective of your soul. The path to awareness begins and ends in the heart. So let's take it there, one step at a time, and learn to cultivate magic in your life every single day. In each episode, we share a collective space in which we discover the unique facets of our own magic and embody our superhuman qualities by humbly exploring how it's super simply to be human. Hosts Kai and Dell co-create a magical experience to remind you that you are magical as fuck. Now, be unleashed. This is our daily magic.
Hello. Admire this thing that dude from friend Tyson. So we'll call each other, and it's like, "Hi." That's because like this guy we used to work with a long time ago. He would come up. He would come up to us, and he'd be like this, like really like that, like ecstatic. That's like really happy. But it reminded me, like what I said to you, like, why the fuck is everybody so happy for?
Says the person screaming "wee" on TikTok.
Hell yeah.
Check it out, by the way.
Well, I get it now.
Oh.
It's easy to more to get it when you're in the lens of seeing it from that way as opposed to from the outside looking in.
Mhm.
Like, how can this person be so happy? Because I'm so miserable. So how come this person's so happy? They need to be miserable too because I'm miserable. There's no way they could be so happy because look at me. I'm not happy. I'm not so happy with my life. How can they be so happy? So let's get into it. Welcome to another episode, another magic moment with our daily magic. What our intention is with this and every conversation that we do have, we want to show you just how magical the world is, just how magical conversations can be, and more importantly, just how magical you are. You have your own unique magic that has been gifted to you to bring into this world, and we have conversations to showcase that, but also help you to see something that you can integrate into your life. Truly believe this, especially during this time, like they say, in these unprecedented times. Every time I see that, when I get an email, it's like funny. Understand with these unprecedented times. Yeah, it's unprecedented time. We are awakening. That's how I'm seeing it. And we're going to get into it today. But first, I am one part of this infinite, completed entity called our Daily Magic Talking. I'm Dell, and
I'm Kai.
that was like a cool one, right? He uses like, it's like it keeps expanding. The more we keep doing something over again. Oh, Thanos! 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 What? Why did you make the light go out like that? Did I really do that? Or did you do that with me? You dropped me. Take accountability for what you just did. It's not me. It's not something outside of you. It was you. I was just a catalyst in what you just did. Okay. Well, Thanos has a coaching thing for me today. Thank you, Thanos. But it's good to actually have that there to start this conversation. So I I got the green light from my wife. I had to talk to my wife about this. As the one of the number one sales objections that happen on both sides. I got to talk to my spouse. But magical moment today. We are going to have a really magical moment together. And my intention is to have a powerful conversation about what's going on or something that is went on in the world because yeah, it's affecting the world in different ways. But my intention with this is, as my homeboy Jesus said before, be in this world, but not of this world. And I truly believe in this world. For me, my own spiritual journey is I could be in this world, but I also could bring who I'm being into this world. And for me, I'm bringing in my universal beliefs about stuff, but also be able to have these conversations from a different perspective, a different consciousness, and bring this consciousness in here. And the same thing with my wife in the space that she's in. A lot of times in the spiritual community, we're told to avoid the news, avoid these different people out there, avoid what's going on in the world because it's low vibrational, it's going to affect your vibration, all that stuff. I want to go into it because having a spiritual conversation about this is going to be very, very transformative. But also, I just got intuitively called to do this. And I know us spiritual people out there who are on a spiritual path, when you get a nudge, you got to do it. I mean, you may have to do it, or, well, you don't have to do it, but the nudge happened, you should probably do it. And I got that nudge and it said, hey, you should talk about what happened over the weekend. That was it. Like, it was the assignment. Cool. All right, let's do it. So, for those of you who may have been living under a spiritual rock, or what's the term? Living under a rock. Been avoiding listening to the news because of the way that it potentially will affect you and things like that. And you want to be in whatever state you want to be in. No judgment here. I acknowledge you. Over the weekend,
Pause, putting in my 2 cents, is that I don't watch the news because I'm too busy enjoying my life. So, another perspective.
Cool. That's why I said no judgment here. And some people they avoid it because of what happens to them. So those are some people, and this is your way as well. You're enjoying your life. Me, I like to stay into this, and like also for me, I'm a backyardigan. I like to go into the thick of it. So these type of things or going to the thick of it, what helps me in these situations is actually helps me to do more spiritual work, actually to expand even more. And also in these situations, it helps me to be more like God because like I believe God doesn't avoid any of this stuff. God is everywhere. So God is experiencing through all these different things. And through all of this, God is still love.
If God is everywhere, then that means God is avoiding it too.
That's an experience as well. But in the experience of avoiding, can you really avoid God if God is everywhere?
Maybe both simultaneously.
Let me get this out the way to block the mic from the projection. So anything else before we get more into it?
Yeah, I said both simultaneously.
I've been playing that game with her lately, like a little baby, squeezing her cheeks. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, recently, over the weekend, I don't know what day it was, but it was over the weekend, so I got it right. There was a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York. And in this mass shooting, there were people with the background of our color who got killed because of just the color of their skin. And somebody believed that they needed to do this. And they had hatred for people like this and decided that they needed to do this in their way of, what's it called? Their belief of doing the right thing for the greater good of what they felt was the greater good. And I don't want to get more into it yet because I'm still getting context. That's what I know what happened. I didn't get more information about it. But for that, let's go to our news response team that we have queued up that we get some more information on what's going on. News person?
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Moore. 11 of the 13 victims in the Buffalo shooting were Black, and tonight, all of the 10 people killed in what officials are calling a racist massacre have been identified. We want to honor them now. Their names are Roberta Drury, Marcus Morrison, Andre McNeil, Aaron Salter, Geraldine Talley, Celestine Cheney, Hayward Patterson, Catherine Massey, Pearl Young, and Ruth Whitfield. President Biden is now planning to visit Buffalo on Tuesday. He's urging unity in response to the racist attack. And we're also learning new information about a previous incident involving the suspect. A law enforcement official tells us he threatened to carry out a shooting at his high school about a year ago. And officials say the suspect researched the local demographics and arrived in the area a day in advance to conduct reconnaissance so he could kill as many Black people as possible. CBS 2's Kevin Rincon begins our team coverage tonight. He is in Buffalo at the scene with the very latest. Kevin?
And Jessica, there is a chill in the air tonight, and it has not kept away many of the folks that have come out to lay some flowers and light some candles to try and pay respect to the 10 lives lost here behind me at the supermarket yesterday. Law enforcement, they have been out here standing guard of what is an active crime scene. FBI agents have been here as well, combing through to make sure they have enough evidence needed in this case to get a prosecution, a successful prosecution of this 18-year-old suspect. The names of the victims are now etched in chalk along the street next to Tops. Family, friends, strangers, they've been out here trying to make sense of the senseless.
My brother came to celebrate his son's birthday. He came here to buy him cake. And now I have no brother. He's got no father. Is that fair? So the feelings, I don't know what they are.
Dion Elliott was 2 hours away from here when he got the call and hoped cops were somehow wrong.
My brother wasn't perfect. He wasn't great, but he changed his life. He wasn't, but he was a good man. He was a good father. To him, he was not a bad guy. And he was all I had left.
The pain of loss is being felt by many. 86-year-old Ruth Whitfield, the mother of Buffalo's retired fire commissioner, Garnell Whitfield, was among those killed. He was here as part of the response. That's how we found out. For Jerome Bridges, a worker at Tops, he says he's lucky to have made it out alive.
I was in aisle 14 putting up tags for our next week's sale. And that's when I heard the shots being fired inside the store. I grabbed my produce manager, my night ops manager, and like 4 or 5 customers and told them to get in the conference room, and I barricaded the door.
FBI agents are now working the scene as the Bureau investigates this as a hate crime. 18-year-old Peyton Gendron, he remains behind bars on suicide watch. He's facing first-degree murder charges and has pled not guilty.
The evidence that we have uncovered so far makes no mistake that this is an absolute racist hate crime. It will be prosecuted as a hate crime. This is someone who has hate in their heart, soul, and mind, and there is no mistake that that's the direction that this is going in.
The mayor says the suspect's intentions, they were clear.
Someone drove from hundreds of miles away, someone not from this community, that did not know this community, that came here to take as many Black lives as possible.
And Jessica, right now, that suspect being held behind bars, he will be facing a judge again on Thursday. And we are told by police that so far in this investigation, they believe he acted alone. Live in Buffalo, Kevin Rincon, CBS 2 News.
Excellent reporting, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Who's that? Absolutely horrible. I don't even like listening to this because it makes me nauseous.
Marvin.
Yeah, I hear exactly where you're coming from. And hey, Marvin, I wanted to bring this up into this space to really just have a conscious conversation about this, especially for us on the spiritual path who are going through our own awakening and our own inner work, in which we are learning the aspects of ourselves that we have been avoiding and falling deeper in love with ourselves and tapping back into who we truly are by dropping those stories of things that told us that we're not. But starting to see that connectedness, even on a deeper level, just how connected we all are from the soul level. And when we're all gone from here, we are going to go back home together, that home space. But here in this earth existence that we're in together, there's all these different things coming out, all these different roles that are happening. And I truly feel there's a shift happening. They always talk about it numerous times, like there's a spiritual shift happening, there's this global awakening thing happening, there's this major collective shadow work, all the other stuff is going on. And for all of us who went into our own dark night of the soul, who have done our healing work and continue our healing work, when we shed light, more light in us, things inside of us, those things we've been avoiding about ourselves, those stuff we've been denying, start to show up and come to the surface for us to be able to love, and also to be able to make a shift collective or shift individually, to shift the collective of integrating that for yourself in the place of love and transmuting that energy into love and moving forward from here. Now, I believe that this is happening with this in this world, and we're seeing on full display now the light being shone on this collective world in which all this shit is coming to the surface for us to collectively heal together. And I will never condone somebody taking someone's life. In no way possible. Is I can feel the pain. The pain of those family members. The pain that they felt when the person who went to the store, and I'm sure there's numerous times that the person may have said, hey, I'm going here, and it came back. This one time when they went out, they didn't come back because one person had this agenda that they had to eradicate and kill people for the color of their skin. I feel the pain. I see the pain that goes on online of people who are just tired of this shit, of all these different things going on that keeps us separated, especially those of us who know the real truth of just how connected we are beyond this, beyond these identities of the roles, our sexual preference, our religious beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, all this dogma and all this shit that will tell us that we're separated. But on the essence level, we're all just love. But what I see here with this person decided to do this is another example of a person who got conditioned to believe life a certain way, to the point that they decided that this is what they needed to do from whatever condition this person received up to this point. This conditioning of, because of the race that he is, he's more superior than these other people. This conditioned belief that he had to inflict harm this way. Even through all of this, and I feel the pain, I see what's happening in the horizon, what's happening right now. And it gets me excited. Not excited for this going on. Excited for the awakening that's going on. But also, this is a catalyst that's showing more collectively now. If you really look at it, there's more people now than ever before that's really tired of this shit. There's more people collectively that want to create peace in this world. What you're seeing right now, and this is my belief, you're seeing the residue leftovers from the conditioning that happened before us, before we got here, that's being displayed in increments now, but less so often than it was before. So it's showing a shift that's happening. But right here, this is an opportunity for us collectively to come more together. This is us collectively now to showcase how we're in this together. And as I hope this is Marvin still is showing, like she said, maybe raise children in love and light to create positive ripple effects. Our answers are behind us. Yes. And even on the deeper aspects of this awakening, of us coming to this place of unity, maybe we may see it in this lifetime, maybe we won't, but the ripple effects that we can cause in this moment will have long-lasting ripple effects moving forward from here. And raising our children in a way differently than maybe we got raised, maybe the way that our parents got raised, more of a way of bringing this unity together. The unity at home, the unity in communities, healing our communities. This stuff in this vibrational field is no longer useful. It's no longer the vibrational match for what's going on here. More people are awakening. You see it. You see it all over. So many more people are awakening now. This just shows how powerful our collective energy is right now for us awakening, because it's shedding light on all this shit that's coming up to the surface for all of us to heal and move forward with together, but to also be able to heal our communities. We're hurt. Our communities are hurt. We're at war with each other, but really the war's at home. Thank you. Thank you. And this is not just my words. This is the words from my soul coming out. This is the word of our souls coming out right now. I'm allowing spirit to flow through me, because I want to let you guys know that the change is happening. The awakening is happening. We're doing the work individually and collectively right now. And the more of us, which is showing that are not willing to accept this anymore, we're shifting this. Thank you. I know it's a sad thing. I see parents raising children in young formative years around 3, passing a negative legacy to them. We all need to stay in the light and not darkness. I hear you, brother. The thing about life, and it's funny that I've seen this yin and yang theory, which is true. Without darkness, wouldn't be light. Without light, there wouldn't be darkness. Collectively together, they're playing their roles. And that's how I see things all the time of people playing a role. Without one side, we would never fully know what solution we want to create. So they all play a part with this. But the question is, how do you choose to use this? You want to use this to integrate more hate into the world, or actually use the opportunity to create more love into the world? I truly believe that those who put harm on others are inflicting the pain that's going on inside of them. They're projecting the pain that's going inside of them. I always wonder, like, these type of people, when they inflict something like this, what would have happened if they received more love into their life at a young age? What would have been happened if they was taught at a young age of just how equal we all are on a soul level? What if they got taught that nobody's more superior than the other person based upon their race, their gender, their religious beliefs, their spiritual beliefs? The fact that you did more psychedelics than the other person? Just throwing everything out there today. We all are equal on a soul level. Our souls know that. Our ego gives us that other stuff because it got programmed to believe these other things from all these different conditionings that we received in life. We're here to lead this shift that's already happening. Ripple effects, ripple effects, ripple effects, ripple effects. Who can you impact with love today? One person. And cause a ripple effect. How can you impact yourself with more love so you can cause a ripple effect? This is an opportunity, America, people in the higher power, people who have that power and authority. If this is something that is not tolerated anymore, let's create solutions that bring us together.
Now you're talking my language.
Let's create it. Not even just for this thing, the racial thing. Let's create a solution on the gender as well. There's things out there believe men are more superior than women or than a woman. That's bullshit. We all are powerful in our own unique way. Why do you think God gave a woman the opportunity to give birth to creation? Because a woman's powerful enough to bring life into the world. Woo! But then it's a co-creation as well. Men, women working together, co-create, bring birth into the world. And what about the shame? The shame because of someone's beliefs. The shame that happens because somebody's spiritual beliefs or their sexual preferences. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? It's not God who thinks that. God is love. It's us. put that illusion that God feels that way. Are you serious? I experience God so much now, and it's just love. The creator of this masterful universe here loves us so much, loves us so infinitely, gives us so much free will with that powerful creative energy that you get to see what happens in the world when we have egoic agendas with that powerful creation from that source of energy. And God still doesn't judge us. God loves us infinitely. Let's start this moment moving forward of coming together even more. Imagine what can happen if we can see each other on a soul level and just connect from there. You know, like those times when we were kids, when we were at the playground, we're just playing with each other in the sandbox. We didn't say to each other, I don't like you because of this. I don't like you because of that. We were just playing. We were so imaginative. We were whatever we were, superheroes, unicorns, whatever you were as a kid, you stepped into that. You didn't judge that other kid. Sure, we had little scuffles here and there. That's what we do. But we didn't judge each other from that. We moved on. We were able to play more. We continue to play. But then life conditioned us to lose that connectedness that we had at such a young age. And also, you see that too. I'm just thinking about when babies come together. You see the babies; they just like be chilling with each other. But then we get conditioned to believe a certain way from whatever, maybe what our parents believe, maybe what society tells us, maybe what our life experiences that we experience that are painful, and we take on those beliefs from there. We start believing those things. My son is autistic. They say he has disability, but he sees the world and people just as God sees them, just as they are, even when the world is mean to him. Yes. Your son is an example for how we all should be in this world. And I don't see that as a disability. I see it as a superpower because your son is being God in this world with all this stuff going on right now in this world. Your son is showing the example of how we all should be. Your son is the teacher that we all been praying for to receive the lessons, to live a more peaceful life, to bring joy on earth, to bring heaven on earth even more. Heaven is here, but what are you perceiving? Are you creating more heaven on this earth, or are you creating hell on this earth? What are you doing? But these people that we judge or make fun of is actually an opportunity and a catalyst to help you to really hone back into who you truly are beyond all that stuff that told you you're something other than divine, something other than you are connected to everyone, something other than you are a soul, an essence of this infinite creator. I felt the need to sharing this, talking about this, and thank you for following this nudge. I got snots coming out my nose and stuff right now. Thank goodness it's not yellow. Thanks to Ron's herbs and some water I'm drinking for clearing me up. But what if the world that you want to create in this world starts with you. How can you create this world for yourself first? How can you create this world after you create it for yourself? You create it for every person you touch and impact moving forward. I wanted to show the other portion of this because I wanted to actually hear what Joe Biden had to say about this. The president of the United States. He is the person for the United States. This is our, I don't even know the way of saying it. What do you think the president is? Like the
Figurehead.
The figurehead, right? He's the one that can make executive orders and stuff, right?
Starts with him.
Starts with him, right? Yeah. So I had the second video. I wanted to share what Joe Biden has to say about this. I still want to say Joe Byron. Joe Byron. What was it? The meme.
A word about yesterday's mass shooting in Buffalo, New York. A lone gunman, armed with weapons of war and hate-filled soul, shot and killed 10 innocent people in cold blood at a grocery store on Saturday afternoon. Jill and I, like all of you, pray for the victims and their families and a devastated community. I've been receiving updates from my team in the White House that's in close contact with the Justice Department. We're still gathering the facts. While already the Justice Department has stated publicly that it is investigating the matter as a hate crime, racially motivated act of white supremacy and violent extremism. As they do, we must all work together to address the hate that remains a stain on the soul of America. Hearts are heavy once again, but a resolve must never ever waver. No one understands this more than the people sitting in front of me. Moms, dads, children, family members, about how those folks in Buffalo feel today when they got the call. They're pulled in as if you get pulled in a black hole in your chest. There's no way out. Jill and I know. We know no memorial, no gestures can fill the void in the hearts they have now, or that you who've lost someone feel as well.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
Yeah. It's good to hear that. It's actually synchronistic. I was just posting this thing before in which, or not posted, I responded to a comment that was on someone's page, and they were talking about people, let's see, I gotta look at it again. But it made total sense for this thing for me to respond. Oh, actually, it's different. This one's a different thing of feeling that outside negative forces can affect you, type of thing. So being afraid of speaking your truth or speaking yourself out there for the fear of negative stuff out there that can affect your blessings or whatever. But then you're saying something like, what's for me is for me, but then I don't want to, yeah. But what I was about to say is words are words. Words stay words without actions. So obviously I heard some amazing words from the president. And now for me, I'll be interested to see what the actions are taken from here to bring this together. But made a valid point of just this, the left residue of hatred and things that went on before us with the ancestors and things like that, and continue to happen now. But like I was saying, I see it how it's like, it reminds me of, like when you're doing your own healing work. And when you're doing the healing work, there's some moments that you went through, whatever event it is that you're actually healing to bring peace and to shift the perspective and shift that, whatever it is, whatever event that happened. But then what happens is that first time is very, very intense when you actually bring awareness to it. It can be very intense. So maybe you're like, I don't think I'll go there. But then the more you actually go to it, the lesser that it gets, the less intense that it may be. But then eventually get up to a point where it's like a little bit of residue left of it. Not as strong as before. So let's say maybe like, oh, when it happened this time, I reacted in this way. I went to a story and I did this, whatever it may be. As opposed to, oh, this thing's happening again. Now I'm aware of this, and now I'm choosing a different way. Like, you ever had that for yourself in your own healing journey?
Sure.
So the reason why I was saying that was I believe that this is what's happening with this. The little bit of residue that's happening, that's coming up to the surface now. And they're still here, but it's coming up to be healed, to be seen, and also for an opportunity for us to choose a new action collectively with this, as opposed to the way that we would handle this or take the actions like back in the day. Things have been shifting. They've been shifting since then of taking the action for these type of hate crimes that went on and stuff like that. But even for this one that just happened, this is another opportunity to integrate even more of a collective action with this. That's gonna be greater for the higher good. Oh, I would love to allow my beautiful wife to share her perspective as well. So I'm going to sit here. But you said the part when I started talking about the U.S. thing, he's like, oh, now you're talking about language.
When you said the word solution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a problem solver. I don't believe that there is such a thing as a problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the vibration of a problem, you're in the vibration of a problem.
Yeah.
You can create a solution.
Yeah.
So when you said that, yeah, my ears perked up. I was like, okay, talking my language.
You also know what I believe too with that. I love where you're coming from. It's like in the spiritual world, the spiritual belief is
there's no spiritual world. There's the world. And there's people who call themselves spiritual in it. There's a lens of spirituality, but who created that? It's all made up. There's just the world. There's no spiritual path. There's just the path that you're on.
Thank you for your perspective. But I hear where you're coming from as well. And by that, like for me, obviously the word spiritual, there could be different definitions of it. There are different definitions of it. But the way that I see it is there's infinite ways looking at situations, no matter what it is. Like you said, you are your path. You're on your own path. Yeah, we're on our own path, our own design path to get us all to that home space that we're going to. And what I was about to say with a perceived problem, there's always, and it was a Wayne Dyer book too, there's a spiritual solution to every problem. Meaning, and for me, what I believe with that is God would never create anything that there's not a solution to. But then also, the things that are created are experiences for collectively to assist all of us with this awakening. So that term spirituality is you, 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 whatever it is for you. It's not like this is what spirituality is. This is the way that obviously it's taught all these different ways. This is how you gotta worship God. This is how you gotta be. No, no. Whatever way works for you. So in that reality, and I love what you're talking about, the reality of there's no problem. There's not a problem. What if simultaneously in this right now, what's playing out is both? If you see that there's a problem, the solution is also happening as well. If you see that the solution is already here, then you're seeing a solution being created now in this physical world.
Got it. That's your perspective.
Mm-hmm. Share yours.
I just did.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say that there's no problem, but where there's a problem, there is no solution.
What do you mean by that?
Where there's only a problem.
Oh, okay. So like if I see what's happening as just a problem, then all I'm going to see is that there's just a problem. That's your saying.
Yeah.
I resonate with that. Yeah. So if I see that there is solutions, then would I only see that there's solutions?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play with that right now. Seeing that there's solutions. In this one,
You said something impactful the other day. And along the lines of problem solving, solution creating, you said, I just keep creating. Just keep creating. How do you feel that that can apply to the situation?
it's something I'm already doing. And synchronistically, you mentioned the TikTok video. And that's my way of creating. Like even something like that. Just how many messages I've received for that, for how that brought joy to somebody, how that made them feel happy, how it made them laugh for the first time, how it made some people smile till it hurt, and things like that. And I responded in the video today and I said, I'm a firm believer of ripple effects. And I just know how powerful it is to impact one person's life in that type of way. Show them love, show them something to like fill that space within them. And then the impact that will have on them and then everyone they touch during that time of feeling in that state. And it's causing a ripple effect right there. But that is my belief with it. The more like each and every one of us, which we're doing already collectively, is we're causing ripple effects. Now, the shift is happening. And I believe the more we can cause this ripple effect of love together, bring people together, but then also what I wanted to bring awareness to, and that's the thing that also that came through to think about is I I have way more people, more loving people in my life than people like this that want to inflict hate on people because of the color of their skin or their preferences, sexual preferences, and things like that. And if that's your thing, it's not condoned here. It's like I'm the what's the name? The Black Panther, Wakanda. We don't do that here. And even those people, I'd be open to have a conversation with them to show them love. So I'm like I said, ripple effects. That's my solution. Ripple effects of love. But also with this one that has happened this moment, this could be a ripple effect of accountability for this. And I wish this person the healing that this person, I want to say need, that this person can receive to remember who this person was before they decided to inflict their pain and hate on people for the color of their skin. And it's like I'm not gonna judge this person because I inflicted harm on people with my own pain before in life. So who am I to judge someone that's doing this when I have done it before? That's how I see it. That's how I see everything in my life. Obviously, it's the way I see it. People have the right to see it the way they see it, but who am I to judge someone that's doing something in their own flavor that's the essence of something I've done before? I just know there's possibilities for these people who are willing to be able to let go of that inner pain and shift your beliefs and really start to see who you are beyond all this conditioning and things like that. But there's also free will and free choice. You have to be willing to actually go there. But also maybe they don't know that possibility because maybe this is all they've been taught to believe in. And that's the other thing with the ripple effects. What would happen if we were able to cause love and ripple effects in our communities more? How's that for a solution, my love?
That's all there is.
This was good. Good conversation. But gonna lighten the mood a little bit, unless there's something you want to say, my love.
There is only love. God exists inside of that person just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to hold up the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Complete. Cool. Good job. So that was very, very intense, but it's very healing as well. But a conversation that needed to come through, and it came through. And this conversation right here helped to shift the collective. So to raise the emotion or raise us a little bit more. I told Kayez I wanted to end this stuff after we talked about this in a fun manner. And it reminded me of this video that we saw a long time ago that went viral of just a man who was in a flow of life showing, just being, doing, but embodying his own magic. So we're going to end this by showing someone's magic.
Hops this time. Right foot now. Left foot now. Cha-cha now, y'all.
Yeah.
Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Turn it out. Take it back now, y'all. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. 6 hops this time. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Crisscross. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Let me hear you clap your hands. Cha-cha now. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha again.
Let's end it on that note. So thank you all. We appreciate you. And if this episode impacted you, who is one person you can share this with as well? But then also, like I was saying, who is one person that you can cause a ripple effect of love to today? And as always, stay
magical.